welcome back. This is the CKFC podcast, and this is episode 2. We've got Scott Brands with us, our sponsor manager. Welcome, Scott.
Hey, Matt, thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Well, let's just get right into it, Scott. We're both new to the board. How about just a little introduction about yourself and let you
Sure,
have the stage? Yep.
sure. Yeah, so like you said, Scott Brands, the new sponsor manager for the club this year. I've been around the CKFC scene since 2017. That was when I first joined the club. Born and raised in Loveland, Colorado, and I got into the float tube scene when I started seriously getting into fishing, probably around 2015 or so. And CKFC was around, and I kind of stalked them a little bit on the Facebook page for a while, and always thought it was pretty cool what they were doing. Eventually, got my first kayak in 2017, a Vibe Sea Ghost, and then won AOY that year. Actually, my first year in there, and I was hooked ever since. I've been a club member every year since then. Um, and yeah, just eventually it was kind of my turn to get back to the club and took over as sponsor manager. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work, but I'm pretty excited to share some of these details with everybody. As you know, a lot of the announcements of our platinum sponsors have already been made on the club page, but we're going to get into some of the other details today and release some cats out of the bag, if you will. So I'm excited to share this information with everybody.
Yeah, we got a couple big cats to get out of the bag today, which I know we've kind of already announced a little bit, but yeah, we'll save those towards the end.
Hmm.
I just want to first off thank everybody that's been a part of these the club in the past. There's no way that we could have gotten to where we are with this level of sponsorship if it wasn't for everybody in the past and the efforts they put in. But Scott, you're killing it, man. So yeah, let's get right into maybe some of the changes we discussed this year.
Yeah, so as the board, we were thinking, how can we get more people to show up to the award ceremonies? In the past, we've had some decent turnouts and some not so good. Um, and one idea that I had was, you show up for the award ceremony and there's a lot of sort of door prizes, a lot of giveaways. Most people would walk away with something. And we thought, maybe we could do less giveaways with some higher end items. So that was something that we're shooting for this year. However, I don't know that that's actually going to pan out the way that I thought it was, because we've gotten so many sponsored donations this year that we'll probably end up having these higher ticket items like I originally planned, but we'll probably still have these door prizes because we've just gotten so much in the form of donation this year. Um, in previous years, if the documentation that I have is accurate, last year the board had about $2,000 of cash donations to work with. And we about tripled that this year. We've got 6,250 from my last tally. So we have a lot of cash, and about half of that is $2,500. That's taking care of big bass this year. And so we've got basically what's left over that, for trophies, and aside from that, that's a lot of money to spend on other prizes, or the board sort of has to decide what we're going to do with all that extra cash. But it leaves the door wide open for us to do a lot of things. Since big bass is taken care of, payouts are going to increase and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of like the big change this year. We're trying to really amp up these award ceremonies and really get some high ticket items out there for members to walk away with.
That's awesome. Yeah, the discussions we've been able to have, especially because of this cash situation, it's awesome. So
Right.
we're gonna have some cool giveaways this year, some really big ones. But I guess before we get started into announcing like the different tiers and all the discount codes and everything that we've got, I just want to kind of put out there, if you are following maybe on our Facebook page, you haven't entered a tournament yet or haven't become a member, the path to doing that, you can go to cofishing.com. That's our website. Scott has been working on that as well. All the membership information is there. And I'll actually get this banner going on the bottom here. So we've got $20 per series. That's like an annual membership that allows you to enter any of the tournaments. Our live tournaments, we got 10 of those this year, 5 bass and 5 multi. Our schedule is on there on the website as well, or any of our social media pages. And then we got monthly tournaments as well. Those are $30 a pop, and those are online submissions, again, through TourneyX. But all the information is on kayakfishing.com. You can get signed up there, and there's some waivers and stuff, but we'll get you in there. And then that gets you all of these discount codes, and entering the tournaments will get you into these bigger cats out of the bag that we're going to discuss later. So yeah, let's get right into the first tier there, Scott.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of start at that lower tier and go up. So the first tier is a club level sponsor. And the first company I want to talk about is High Impact Signs and Graphics. This is a new sponsor for us this year based out of Loveland, Colorado. They're donating the banner, which, you know, contains the logos of all of our sponsors, and they're also printing us off a new check. That last check is, you know, it's been through the ringer. It was getting, you know, kind of ratty looking. So we decided to get a new check this year. So thanks to High Impact Signs and Graphics for donating those. From there, the other club level sponsors, two that I'll talk about at the same time. Rocky Mountain Adventures, based out of Fort Collins. They're kind of a joint sponsorship along with Jackson Kayak. Jackson Kayak has been with us for a few years now. And Rocky Mountain Adventures, they're a whitewater kayak dealer in Fort Collins, but they're also a Jackson dealer. So in the past, club members have purchased fishing kayaks through Rocky Mountain Adventures. They don't have any fishing kayaks there in their shop for people to demo or anything, but if you've been in a Jackson, or you're interested in Jackson, you want to custom order one, you can do that through Rocky Mountain Adventures. Club members get a 10% discount on any Jackson kayak that they custom order through them. For that discount information, you know, you have to become a club member, as you know, and go on our website under member benefits, and you'll see all the discount codes for all the companies we're going to talk about today. And then Jackson Kayak themselves, they're donating an Orion size 45 cooler. Last year they gave us two of these in the 25 quart size. This is a 45 quart, so it's quite a bit bigger than that.
Awesome.
So up from there, RoboHawk is another sponsor this year. They have a discount code again on the website. Missile Baits donated a ton of plastics this year. I think I probably have over 100 bags of Crawfathers, Missile Bait Crawfathers. Also a 25% discount. Line Cutters, new sponsor for us again this year. Donated a bunch of hybrid micro scissors. You know, these things, they're crazy sharp. If you've ever used like the boomerang tool, it's sort of like that. It's, you know, just a line cutter sort of thing. But these things, they cut through braid like butter.
Nice.
But eventually, you know, the mechanical mechanism on that thing is going to wear out. It's called like a dual hybrid scissors because it also has like the patented line cutter slots. You know, you just kind of put your line through there and it cuts right through. So even when that mechanical piece wears out, you can still cut braid pretty easily with those. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
LED Lenser is a new one for us this year. They donated a couple of headlamps, really good headlamps, help us see in the morning when we're getting rigged up for the tournaments. Kayak Cushion donated a couple gift cards, and we got promo code for them also on the website. Jake's Lure Joint, based out of here in Colorado, does a lot of custom stuff, and we're really thankful to have him on board, especially as we fish some of these places like Spinney, you know, that don't allow salted baits. You can go on Jake's Lure Joint and take advantage of, you know, getting basically any custom lure you want made, and you can do that salt free too. And then our last club level sponsor is Bending Branches. So that's a new sponsor for us this year as well, and they donated a paddle and some hats that we're going to be giving away. So that's it. That's our first tier. Those are all our club level sponsors.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have the Kayak Cushion back here. I'm about to get another one.
Yep.
I see this conversation a lot on our Facebook page, where especially maybe towards the end of the season, guys have been out fishing, you know, 2 days or 3 days if they're pre-fishing and doing back-to-back multi and bass, and their backs are killing me. That's why I actually bought this one. It seems like something that everyone eventually upgrades to.
Yep.
It's an awesome product. Like I said, I'm buying another one for my back, but it's cool. And then Jake, great buddy of mine, he makes some awesome baits, especially guys throwing tubes around here. But they come in super fast. Jake's actually in the military. He does this as a as kind of a side hustle for him, but
Mm,
really professional. He's been hitting a bunch of trade shows this winter.
nice.
And we're actually going to have a podcast with him on to kind of talk about not just like, hey, we can go to, some of these mountain lakes where you can't have salt, but what are the benefits of having salt, as far as action and some of that other stuff. So
Hmm.
excited to have him on. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Well, I had one question for you. The kayak cushion thing. Are you gonna get two of like the regular pads to throw on your back? Because I know they make like a lumbar support pad too, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, so I've talked to people that have done both, and I know some people have bought like one seat, one back, and then the lumbar.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to reach out, and kind of ask what they recommend.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm leaning toward just getting the back one,
Gotcha.
and not the lumbar.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe I need to reach out to them.
Right.
So
Yeah, figure out what works for you. But also one thing that's cool about them is they've done some custom stuff in the past. So maybe we could set up like a kayak cushion with the CKFC logo or something on that. But we'll see what happens with that.
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so then our next level is the silver sponsors. Stealth Rod Holder, they're coming back this year. They donated a ton of stuff, different like rod mounts and just different everything that attaches to the tracks on our kayaks. So we're really thankful to have them back on board.
yep,
Um, Fish Explorer, this is another one. This is another new one for us. Um, and they've donated some cash to the club. They've also donated 5 free memberships. So
awesome.
Fish Explorer, this is invaluable. I know Alex Rojas in the past, he said he uses Fish Explorer kind of as a form of pre-fishing in a way, because Fish Explorer's got fishing conditions and fishing reports, and it keeps it historically as well. So if you're going to, I
Cool.
don't know, Trinidad in June, for example, you can go back years and check out how Trinidad is, historically been fishing in June. And not every year is the same, of course. Things change, but some of
Sure.
these patterns still hold up. Um, Lake maps and stuff on there. There's a forum. There's a paid side forum where you can usually get a little bit more detail out of members on there. They have data on stocking reports, where master angler fish have been caught around Colorado, moon phases, barometric pressure charts, basically everything that you could ever want
That's
in
awesome.
an online tool. Fish Explorer has it, so check those guys out. Rogue Fishing Company, that's another one that's a silver sponsor this year. Donate a whole bunch of product, phone tethers and stuff. So don't drop your phone in the water.
You
And
know,
I know we've
I
had some members do that in the past, and they lost some money because of that. So tether up
got
your
a
phones.
I got a funny story from last year on that. I was out at, one of those mountain reservoirs, and I caught I think it was like a 38-inch pike. It was my PB because I was
Yeah,
not from around here fishing that, and I was taking a picture of it and had my GoPro up front, and that tail on that pike. As soon as I picked it up, I didn't even realize it happened until I watched the GoPro video.
yeah,
But it kicked my phone out of the boat, and the
right.
tether, you just see it swing and come back in. Um,
Okay, that's
so
awesome.
they work. Yeah, my
Yeah,
phone would
yeah,
have been, in some, at the bottom of the lake there, but yeah,
yeah.
it works great. So
Yeah, I remember at a Chatfield tournament a few years ago. I can't remember the guy's name, but he came with Eric Ali, and he was a youth angler that day. He was fishing with Eric all day, and then all of a sudden I hear like screaming across the lake, and I look over, and this kid is like throwing his hat, and then I dropped my phone in the water, and I was up there. I was top five, so yeah, it's definitely a bummer when that happens. So you
uh,
know,
yeah,
I
I mean
dro- I
that's
I was gonna say, I think I've dropped 2 phones in the water over the course of my life, and I actually dropped my phone in the water last year too when I was shore fishing of all things. And fortunately, I picked it right on up, and it still works. That's the phone that I'm on now. So
yeah.
I got pretty
Yeah.
lucky there, though.
Yeah, it is like think about it. That's one of like the most expensive things you have on your boat for the tournament. And then as
Right?
far as a single item, and it's also something you need to submit your fish, more importantly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's pretty important to have that.
yeah,
So
awesome.
okay, so those are our silver level sponsors. Going up to the gold level ones. Cougar Baits is coming back this year. Again, custom lure maker out of here in Colorado, and they make all kinds of stuff. I've never personally actually used their stuff, but looking at it, it looks like they make a lot of big fish stuff, pike and muskie and that sort of stuff. But it looks
Yeah.
like they make some stuff for the smaller fish too, if you will. And just a ton of product that they're donating to the club. So really thankful to have them on board. Real Rounded Outdoors, Ron Southworth, an old club member who is it Tennessee now, or I think it's Tennessee.
Yeah, he's in East Tennessee. Yep.
Okay. Yep. He's recently moved to East Tennessee, but still is supporting the club. Last year donated the Angler of the Year rods, 2 of those. And he's doing that again this year. So our 2 Angler of the Years will walk away with those custom rods that he makes. And he makes some killer patterns and can make basically everything that you want. And if you've never held a custom rod before, you're kind of missing out. You can, your style of fishing, your hook set, the way you like to fish, he can make anything for you. Also, he's given those, or he's shipping those free shipping as well. So that's going to save us a decent amount of money there too.
Wow.
Because, rods are not cheap to ship these days. So.
Yeah, I really thought you were gonna maybe do a little smack talk there. And did you ask Ron to like make a different style this year so you could just kind of keep your collection going?
keep it going. No, I nothing like that. I only smack talk Eric Ollie. Other than that,
you're welcome to smack talk Eric in here. It's fine. We'll get him on.
Okay. Sounds good. But no, I've seen some. He's already started making these, and so far it's looking pretty killer. And yeah, last year was the white, and I think this year he's making some black ones. So yeah, they're going to be looking a little different this year. Up from there, Rocky Mountain sunscreen. We have a ton of sunscreen to give away this year, like a lot of sunscreen. I was thinking of just like making it rain at our awards ceremony, just tossing sunscreen everywhere just to get rid of it all. So, but yeah, so melanoma, skin cancer. We get a lot of sun here in Colorado, so lather up with that stuff. From there, Yak Power. Really excited to have Yak Power on board this year. The coolest looking kayaks that I see, I think, are always powered by Yak Power, and it's mostly the LED light things. They got their switching systems. Yep. You had your LED lights, your light strips on the outside of your kayak. You can get your green and red navigation lights and everything like that. And those switching systems make it super easy to rig. If you're adding anything, doesn't matter if it's a fish finder, or these lights, or you want something to charge your phone, whatever. That switching system, all you have to do is basically just plug and go. You plug it in, you wire it up, and you just add another channel to that switching system. So super easy to rig those. We got 3 of those this year that they donated, those switching systems, and they gave a battery box as well. So we'll be giving those out this season.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've got that on mine. And a little tip for guys, if you're thinking about getting into the forward-facing sonar, at least Garmin's, that GLS 10 is going to run all the time. Mm-hmm. So what guys do, especially in their boats, is they'll just turn it off, turn the switch off for it. And this is already built in. So I've got mine built in here where, want you to choose whichever button you want to use for that. But if I'm not using it, you can preserve your battery by just turning that off, and then you get to your spot, you want to use it, turn it on. The same thing with lights. I'm about to put those lights on for the motor I got, but yeah, their stuff is awesome. It's super easy. It all works together really well. And even if you have to drill anything in, they've got tons of videos. It's super easy. So yeah, great company.
Yep, for sure. And our final gold sponsor is Yak Attack. So we're super pumped to have Yak Attack on board. Everybody knows Yak Attack. They make the Black Pack Pro. They make just so many different mounts, so many things that you can mount to your kayak. So we're very thankful to have them on board. Yeah. And they donated a ton of gift certificates this year. $50 gift certificates that'll be given away at the live tournaments. They gave us $20 gift certificates that are going to go to our monthly online winners, both multi-species and bass. So the winner of the monthlies will take home, whatever cash they win. They're also going to walk away with that $20 gift card to Yak Attack as well. So super pumped to have them on board.
It's awesome. Yeah, I saw they started selling the Hobie A-Trail. They've got their own mounts for them now, so you don't have to, spend a fortune on a mount necessarily. They got some cool stuff coming out.
Mm-hmm. So that was it for the gold. Then moving up to our platinum sponsors. Sergio Murillo from Southern Colorado Clinic, club member, has been with the club for years now and has been a consistent member, always donating that cash, which is, again, very helpful. We got a lot of cash to work with this year, and a lot of that came from Sergio. So super thankful to have him on board. Anybody that's down in that Pueblo region, any medical care that you need, check out Southern Colorado Clinic. Shields, both Johnstown and Colorado Springs, back on board again this year. They do a ton for the club, and once again, they did a ton for the club this year. Each Shields location donated $1,000 in gift cards each, so we got $2,000 in Shields gift cards to give away this season. On top of that, just some other swag to go on top of that. The Shields bags they gave us some Carhartt like winter hat, beanie sort of things.
Awesome.
Some sunglasses, some rags to clean all that fish slime off, and so super excited to have Shields on board. Ronnie Romero with State Farm, sponsor manager from last year. He's taking over sort of our State Farm sponsorship, if you will. In the past, we've had Justin Aller for years was a sponsor on behalf of State Farm for the club. And Ronnie, he didn't want to step on Justin's toes or anything and take that over from them. So we kind of worked it out, and we were talking, maybe you could do a co-sponsorship, something like that. But in the end, Justin has kind of been getting out of kayak fishing lately, or at least participation with the club. And Ronnie's been really involved with the club lately. So in the end, Justin was just, let's just hand it over to Ronnie. He'll take care of it. But we're super thankful to Justin for all of the years that he's provided to the club and helping guys save money on all their insurance and getting their kayak and getting their gear insured. So we're really, really thankful to have him on board.
Yeah.
KBF, can't say enough good about KBF this year. They were the first sponsor that I announced because I didn't realize how much they actually did for the club. As far as they take care of our insurance. Every club needs insurance to hold these tournaments, and it actually comes out to quite a bit of money. I forget exactly how much, but you're probably talking over a couple $1,000 just in insurance that KBF, by being an ambassador club with KBF. KBF pays for our insurance, so we're super thankful to have them on board. But that's not all that they've done. They're donating $1,000 in cash to us this year. So again, adding to that cash pool. They're also adding $1,000 gift cards of Fish USA this year. There's a little asterisk with that though, and that was something that is it's new this year. It's kind of cool. So if anybody who wins a live tournament, if they're also a paid member of KBF, they're also going to walk away with that $100 gift card to Fish USA. So it's going to be a bummer for those who are not paid members and then they win a tournament. They're going to miss out on that $100 gift card. So the KBF membership, it really does pay for itself. I think, what is it? I think is it $25? I kind of forget now.
25 or $50, but you get 25 back instantly. I think in a Fish USA rebate.
Yeah,
and then you also get money towards other places and discounts. Because I think they have got some other rebates and stuff. It's a no-brainer just to sign up for it if you have that opportunity, especially. But even if you don't think you're going to finish first, like just for having that membership for what they're doing for the club, and then also for you're going to get half of that money back to spend some money on baits or whatever you want.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I know they have their free membership. So just to clarify, if you have a free membership, you don't get that Fish USA disc card. This has to be a paid membership. And like you said, I think it's $25, and then they have the other membership as well. But you get a $25 membership, you instantly get like an email with a Fish USA code that's worth $25. And he was working on other things too. Like you said, you get all these other discounts, and I think you get. I don't want to. I'm not going to say it, but I'm pretty sure you get a $10 gift card to somewhere else as well. I just kind of forget where that place is, so I don't want to say it. But
same.
But it pays for itself. It's really no brainer. So just sign up for it. You're going to get your money back instantly. Support KBF and all the good that they do for the club. So, and then moving up from there, Cascade, they're back on board this year, and can't say good enough about Cascade. They donated a ton of stuff. We have a discount code once again with them. available again on that website underneath the member benefits. And they've donated, when I calculated this, it came out to about $4,000 worth of product, just a
Jeez.
ton of different product. 22 different fishing combos, so rod and reels included here, included both spinning and the bait casting combos. So people are going to be walking away with that this year. They're also donating like some jig kits, and then some fishing line. And there's also an extra incentive to use their fishing line this year. Cascading is releasing 2 new types of line, their hammer braid and then their tri-polymer line. And if any member is using these products and they win one of the live tournaments, then they're also going to get $250 gift card to Cascade. So basically how this works, you win a tournament, you use either of these lines throughout the day, help you catch fish. You show a board member the retail packaging of the line, so make sure you bring that with you to the tournament, especially, if you're using that line, make sure you just bring the box with you. You win, you show the board member. We're going to take a picture of you with that line, and then we're going to email it into Cascade, and they're going to give you a $250 Cascade gift card. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's kind of one of the cats out of the bag, I guess you could say. Yeah, I don't think we've announced that. Yeah. So this is the first time that's being announced. So yeah, super pumped to have them on board. From there, a new sponsor this year is Amped Outdoors, a new battery sponsor. We're super excited to have them on board. They've offered the club a discount there, 10% discount. They've also donated 10, yeah, there you go, right there, 10, 15 amp hour batteries along with chargers as well. And so we got 10 of those. We're going to be giving those away this year too.
Yeah, that's a
And then-
huge discount.
It
guys
is.
running fish finders or anything else. It's awesome. And they even just had a thing on their website. So stay on their social media and follow them, because every once in a while they'll have some really cool deals. They had one recently. They were giving away, was it a 10 amp hour, and for like dirt cheap. So
Yeah.
guys are picking those up like crazy.
Yeah, and so you can double up because it's on sale. You use the discount, and then you're getting them for super cheap. And yeah, just the fact that we're giving away batteries, and I'm thinking of doing like a combo package because we got the Yak Power thing, and now we got the Apt Outdoor batteries to go along with it. But we're
That's
still
awesome.
sort of figuring out price packages, but that was just one idea that I had. And then the 2 big ones, the last 2 platinum sponsors, well, in a way 3, but the first is sort of a joint sponsorship, Waterline Sports and Native. They're both coming together this year to donate a kayak, and the board, we're going to do that Native. Oh man, now the name it's a 12.5. What is that thing called? Slayer Max.
Slayer Max. Yeah, bunch of guys have them. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Native Slayer Max 12.5. Native is basically donating half of it, and Waterline is picking up the tab for the other half. So joint sponsorship together with them, and they're giving away that kayak. And we can talk details of how we're gonna give that away here in a little bit.
Yep.
And then finally, Old Town, and they donated their kayak as well, and the $2,500, which I mentioned earlier, that's coming from Old Town. You got the big check back there. That's going to go to the winner of the big bass of every live tournament. So $250. This frees up extra cash for us to increase the payouts this year. So Old Town a kayak, Waterline and Native another kayak. So it's pretty awesome. We have 2 kayaks to donate this year. So
yeah, that is. I got this big check in here from Old Town. So there's our big bucks, big bass or multi-bucks for every tournament that we do. What's really cool with this, and we got some other stuff that we're going to have at the tournaments, the awards from them, but just really awesome how they're supporting clubs. They selected 12 clubs out of the entire country, and we're one of them. So
yeah,
we're really excited to have them on. I've got their kayak already in my garage, and so we're going to move that over to Josh's place so I can finish rigging mine up for this season. But with that, that $2,500 that's coming in, that equals to $250 per tournament, big bass, which is huge, because not only is that $250 for a big bass each event, that extra money that we would be putting into big bass is now pushed to the leaderboard as well. So now we have a bigger pot, and it's just awesome. Can't
Yeah.
thank them enough for stepping up this year.
Yeah, so if you think about that, $250, and I think it was $5 per entry would go towards big bass. So that's the equivalent of 50 anglers in a tournament. But you would need 50 in order to come out to that
Yeah.
$250. So, and no matter the size of the tournament now, no matter what, you're walking away with $250 for big bass, and that is huge. So
Yeah. Yeah, and
All
yeah, go ahead.
I was just say that's basically it. Those are our platinum sponsors. And yeah, so super thankful to all these companies. We still have a few stragglers out there, so we might be announcing a few more here in the near future. But that's that's basically the bulk of everybody, and we're super thankful to have everybody on board. Thanks everyone for their support of the club. And I hope that we can all show all these sponsors some love and give back to them as well. Let them know, show our appreciation for everything that they've done for us. So
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the sponsorship information or details, such as the kayak, mainly the giveaways for the end of the year. We'll work that out, get it down in writing so it's a little more clear for everybody. But we're playing around with some different ideas of the best way to give those out, and maybe put a competitive advantage or competitive edge on at least one of the giveaways. Now that we have two this year, which is what a great problem to have. Like, we got to figure out how to give these 2 kayaks away.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the same thing with cash. When we had 1 kayak, we wanted to open that up for everybody, and every entry, was basically a raffle ticket that would go in. Well, now that we got 2 kayaks, we could still do one that way, and the other one we could play around with. But it just opens up so many options for us to do some cool things with. So it's a really exciting year this year. Just all the extra cash and the 2 kayaks that we're giving away. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, just a little housekeeping here. If you're interested in sponsoring the club, we are a nonprofit 501c7. At the end of the year, we give a donation out to charity of choice, which last year we gave $7,500 away, which was awesome. We started out, I think it was like $750 was the first year, or around there. So we've grown that 10 times. This year we're working with True Patriot Outfitters. They're going to be taking out veterans and first responders on the water for fishing trips. They got a fleet of kayaks to do that, and they're giving away fishing gear to these people that go out. So it's just an awesome thing, talking to Gene about what they're doing there. But hey, if you're interested in sponsoring the club, first off, to our sponsors this year, thank you. If you are interested in sponsoring the club for this year, Scott, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
There's a couple different ways. If you want to just email me directly, it's probably the easiest. It's CKFCsponsor@gmail.com. You can also go through the website. There's a little contact us link that you can click on, and then you can email the club that way, and that'll get through to me as well.
Awesome. And so you have it. And then members, if you haven't signed up yet, go to cokayakfishing.com. You can sign up for any of the memberships that you're interested in participating in, bass or multi, as well as our live tournaments and our monthlies. We'll have more information on those coming soon. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and then our YouTube page, which we're running this podcast out of now. Our first tournaments are, I think, about a month out now. So in April, we've got the monthly going on, and then we've got John Martin, bass, and multi. So that's going to be a fun weekend down there. We've got 2 teams going to compete down at the All-American Kayak Classic, which is on Truman Lake. That's going to be awesome. So basically, for guys that don't know, or it was my first year last year, I had no idea that you could qualify for this, but that is something that if you're interested in qualifying for some of these other tournament trails out there that run different classics or championships, we'll compete as a team. So they're going to have a team competition. So we've got a bass team and a multi team going down there, which is really cool. But then in addition to that, the cash prizes are pretty huge down there. So, and it's a good time just to get together with guys in the club. I think we're going to run a show down there because I'm sure there's going to be some shenanigans going on at the Airbnb.
Nice.
But but yeah, we're excited for that. And then talking about the next couple episodes of the show. The next one up is going to be kind of safety related. I've got Ronnie from Ronnie Romero Insurance, one of our sponsors. We're going to discuss safety items, what's required for the tournaments, for our club requirements, and per the rules. And then also some other things that have just happened out there on the water. We've had, I think last year was the most deadly year on the water in Colorado. So we, not just between kayaks, there were some kayak fatalities, but also just boats out there. Things to look out for. Wind picks up like crazy, especially when you get out on some of these places in, up in the mountains.
Right.
We had a guy last year roll over his kayak and ended up getting a treble hook stuck in him. So we took care of that. But just some things that we're going to discuss on that episode, and then also we're going to talk insurance, which is kind of something you're like, okay, why do I need insurance for my kayak? A lot of these kayaks are pushing over 10 grand by the time you start throwing, especially your fish finders, your electronics. If you got a trolling motor, heck, if you've got just your rods and reels that are on the back of that, it's easy to get up there. And I've actually gone through Ronnie and I'm using it myself for basically a rider policy. And we're going to discuss some of that. And then we've got Jake's lure joint, kind of talked about that. And then a show I'm really excited about. We're going to get Alex Rojas on here, and he's going to kind of host it, co-host along with me. And we're going to get the founding members of CKFC on and talk about, just where we came from and why they got this thing started and the direction it's going. So really excited for that show.
Yep.
So, well, yeah, Scott, I think that about wraps us up. If you got any closing comments, stage is yours.
Well, 3 weeks away is April, believe it or not. Literally 3 weeks from today is April 1st. Don't forget to get those new fishing licenses because they expire and you need to do on April 1st. So get those, get your park passes in. So that means 3 weeks away from our first monthly tournament, and that puts John Martin Bass 5 weeks away from now. So it's going to sneak up fast. So get ready.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on, Scott. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you.